going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are back here today with another tier list video. We are ranking every team's highest paid player in the 2020-2021 season. So shout out to MB. Shout out to MB for the tier list. I will leave a link to this down below in the description if you want to make this yourself. You can @ me on Twitter with yours. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Every team's highest paid player, we're going to be ranking it in the 5 categories he came up with, unless I want to change them at the end. But it's worth any amount, worth it. Borderline, could be better, could be worse. Overpaid / not worth it. And then in the Joakim Noah, Luol Deng category. So if you guys are enjoying these videos, please drop a thumbs up. I will have another tier list that he created out either tomorrow or the next day, unless you guys saw that one before. But yeah, if you do enjoy these tier list videos, please drop a thumbs up. And you can let me know in the comments, do you disagree with any of these? And you can let me know down below. So this is actually going to be a fun one. He also has the amount they're getting paid, which is very helpful. So like this one looks beautiful. Shout out to MB. All right, so the first one is Tobias Harris, who's making $34 million this year. Honestly, he's been playing fine this year. The contract gets worse and worse over time. It's either overpaid / not worth it, or borderline, could be better, could be worse. I just don't think he's worth that much money. So right now he's going to be an overpaid / not worth it when you have when he's the third best player on your team, right? Your third best player should not be making the most money in most cases / $34 million. So maybe I'll put him here at the end of the video, but right now he's an overpaid, not worth it. Chris Middleton, 33 mil. Honestly, a lot goes into this because he's an all-star. He was a borderline all-NBA guy. He also is Giannis's number 2, and he was probably a main reason why Giannis stays. I think he's worth it. Yeah, so this is for this season, not like the largest contract on the team. I think it's worth it, but he could also drop down here. We're going to have to see as this goes along. Otto Porter, I don't think it's Joakim Noah, Luol Deng territory, but it's not very good. But it's only a 1-year deal, but he's going to be overpaid / not worth it. Kevin Love. Interesting. I'm going to go back to Kevin Love. Kemba Walker. He's worth it. Yeah, he makes the Celtics like a very respectable team in the Eastern Conference. Now, we weren't going to see Kyrie Irving on them last year, but we were like, all right, is this the Jason Tatum year? Are we going to see him kind of break out? But Kemba signing with them really made them an elite Eastern Conference team, and I think he's worth $34 million, and with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and I think he's a good fit with those players, so I think he's definitely worth it. Paul George, he's worth the $35 mil. I don't know if... is he worth any amount? I just don't think, like, for what he's done in the playoffs, that he's in this elite category. So he is worth it. I didn't know he was making these more than... he's making more than Kawhi Leonard. Oh, no, he's on his current contract, actually. Yeah, and then he just signed the extension, but he was on the Thunder contract, so that's why he's getting paid more than Kawhi. But yeah, he's worth it. He's one of the 20 best players in the NBA, and 35 mil. Okay, that's pretty good. Steven Adams is overpaid / not worth the 27.5 mil. Is he worth 15 mil? Yeah. Is he a good center? Hell yeah. Is he worth 27.5 mil and being your highest paid player on your team? No, unfortunately he is not, and that's why he's ending up in overpaid / not worth it. That doesn't mean that these are bad players. Harris has been great this season. Adams has been good. They're good players overall. They're borderline all-stars. Maybe not that, but they're borderline, or they're not borderline either, but they're good players, and this doesn't mean they're bad. It's just their contracts. Gorgie Zhang, yep, that's Joakim Noah, Luol Deng territory, so he is popping in down there. Danilo Gallinari at 19.5 mil. Honestly, that isn't bad. I'm debating either it's borderline, could be better, could be worse, or worth it. Could be better, could be worse. All right, yeah, I'm going to put Gallo in there. He might end up there, but 19.5 mil isn't a lot. So maybe he is worth that. Yeah, Jimmy Butler, I think he's worth it. I don't think he's worth any amount. There's going to be very few players that are worth any amount, and I don't think Butler is one of them. That's more kind of in the top 5 category. Like, we could put this man in here. That's worth any amount. LeBron James, you would pay him any single dollar. You'd pay him $50 mil a year because he can literally lead you to go to the NBA Finals. He's going to be a top 3 player for you, and it's LeBron freaking James. Gordon Hayward, I think he's a better, could be worse. I think he's worth a lot of money. And I think for a team like Charlotte, it's worth it, right? I don't think like himself worth near 30 mil a year as a player, and that might be a little bit of an overpay. But I think I like him in here. I'm inching there, but I like him in here. Gallo might go down there at the end of the video. Mike Conley, he's been off to a good start, but he has not been living up to 34 mil. So I'm gonna kind of stick by that, and he's gonna be an overpaid slash not worth it. Buddy Hield at 25 mil. Huh. I mean, it's not a great contract, but for where they're kind of situated, it's not too bad, right? Fox got an extension, I believe. Hield I'll go back to. Julius Randle. Could be better, could be worse. Based off this season, if you're paying him 19 mil for what he's been doing this year, definitely your best player. He's been playing like an all-star through the first 10 so games. It could be better, could be worse. I wouldn't say it's definitely worth it because he does have his flaws where he doesn't get back on defense or he's not a great defensive player. He still has some dumb turnovers. So I think it's borderline, could be better, could be worse. Vucevic at 26 mil, I think will also enter that category. I don't think he's overpaid, and I don't think he's really worth the full 26 mil because we haven't really seen him like take the Magic to the next level. He's a great player. He was an all-star in 2019, but I think I like him in this category right here. Next up we have Kristaps Porzingis, 29.5 mil. When healthy, he's worth it. No, I'm putting him in this category only because he's injury prone. He's injury prone. We've seen him since 2015. He gets hurt, and that's why it could be better, could be worse. You're paying $30 million a year for somebody who might not play for you in the playoffs. He missed some playoff games last year, right? So I think he did. Or missed one or two against the Clippers. I think. I don't know. My memory is not great. But yeah, so that's why it could be better, could be worse. If he wasn't as injured as he normally is, he'd be up here at 100%, but he unfortunately gets hurt. Kevin Durant, he is worth any amount. He is joining LeBron there. I would pay him $50 million a year if he was on my team. Nikola Jokic, he is worth any amount. I would probably pay him $45 million. Maybe not $50 million. Pay him $45 million. If we wanted to wrap out, so Oladipo, $21 million. Oladipo is worth that. Yeah, he's playing like he's back to that kind of style he was before the injury and kind of the talent. And it's really nice to see that his career is not like deteriorated from that injury, and he should get paid in this offseason. So I think he's worth just $21 million. Next up, we have Blake Griffin. At this point in his career, he is overpaid. Now, it was a bad trade for the Pistons, like even in hindsight, and even at the time, it was a bad trade for them. Kind of going all in and trading your first-round pick ended up being potentially Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Tobias Harris, a good young player that you could have ended up trading for Landry Shamet, a first-round pick down the line. It's basically what the LA Clippers did, and I just think he is overpaid at the moment of his career because he's not making like this money where he's catapulting you into the playoffs like a Jimmy Butler, like a Paul George, like a Jokic. So Siakam worth 30.5 mil. I think it's worth it. Yeah, he's a top 25, top 30 guy. And he gets a lot of hate because of the spin move, and a lot of people like to hate on him now. But I think he's worth this contract. 30 mil, it's not like he's making, he's making less than Tobias Harris. So maybe you can make an argument for could be better, could be worse. But I think he's worth the 30 mil. Harden, yeah, he's worth any amount. He's joining these guys up here. This man's been going to strip clubs and doing what he's wanted. He's still dropping 40 points and triple doubles on your teams or just on NBA teams. So, he's definitely worth any amount. John Wall is overpaid / not worth it at that amount. Is he a good player? Yes, he's looked very good to start the year for what I expected from John Wall, and I'm expecting him to be a top 10 point guard this season, or a top 12 point guard, but he is not worth $41 million. These guys are worth $41 million, and maybe some of these guys, but not John Wall. DeMar DeRozan at 27.5 mil. Could be better, could be worse. I don't think he's too overpaid, but he's still a consistently good player, and he has been, so I think he's lived up to that contract, but I wouldn't say he's definitely worth that, but I wouldn't say he's overpaid. I think he's rightfully paid. Chris Paul, he could be better, could be worse. Is he as good as some of these players up here? Definitely, but like looking at the contract, I don't know if he's worth $41 million. I think he definitely makes the team better over John Wall, and that's why he's getting up there, but I don't think anybody, not a top 10, 12 players should be making $41 million. Maybe a top 10 or top 5 player, really. Al Horford at 27.5. Ooh. Is this overpaid? Or is this, well, you know what? Honestly, Otto Porter's getting the bump down there. 20.5 mil. That's crazy. What was that? The 2017 offseason, 2016. And he was in the Bobby Portis trade. Al Horford. I'm going to put him in overpaid. I still think he does a little bit. He does things well, and he's a team player. So he's just overpaid. I don't think he's in this category. Karl-Anthony Towns, he is worth that. I don't think he's worth any amount because he really hasn't catapulted the Timberwolves to the playoffs or really shown that he could be the leader of that team and be like a fierce rim protector. His offense is worth any amount, but his defense and his maybe ceiling isn't up there yet. Damian Lillard. Ooh, this is tough. Is he worth any amount? Okay, I'll go back to him. Steph Curry, worth any amount. That was easy. Westbrook. Ooh. I'm going to put him in. I don't know. Westbrook hasn't been that good to start the year, but he's been hurt. Do I put him in better? Could be. You know what? It borderline could be better, could be worse. So it's like you're okay with it, but not as you're iffy. So I'm gonna put him in there. I am. But then I'm gonna put John. Do I really? No, Westbrook's overpaid. Westbrook's overpaid. 41 mil is a lot. If he was making 33 mil, like around what Tobias Harris was making, and same with John Wall, I'd be like, okay, I'll put you guys, your talent, put you in here. But 41 mil, it's a lot. It's a lot. Damian Lillard, honestly, he's worth any amount. Yeah, I think if you're the Blazers, you'd pay him 45 mil a year for what he does for that team. Kevin Love, I'll put him in here. Like, he's a similar player to 31 mil, though. That's 5 more than Vucevic. You know what? I think he's overpaid. For what he is in his career, he shouldn't be your highest paid player at 30 mil. Like, if you can get Chris Middleton for 2 mil more, like, you got Towns for less than 2 mil, you got Siakam for just $1 million less than Kevin Love and what he does for that team, I think he's an overpaid. And Buddy Hield, I think pretty borderline. Could be better, could be worse. I don't really like the system for him with Luke Walton at the moment, so I think he's kind of not fully utilized, so I would put him like, yeah, in borderline. Could be better, could be worse. So that is my tier list. Let me know what you disagree with. Ones I was iffy about was maybe putting... I was cool with all these guys and worth any amount. Maybe putting Paul George or Jimmy Butler in the tier above. And maybe dropping Danilo Gallinari tier below. Yeah, Middleton, I was like, maybe drop him as well, possibly. For this one, Kristaps would be in worth it, but he gets hurt too often. And then I would also think about potentially maybe putting Julius Randle in worth it because he's only getting paid 19 million for what he's done. That's pretty good. And then I would also think about... No, I don't think any of these guys are overpaid, so it's not worth it. And then these guys, I would think about putting Westbrook and John Wall and Kevin Love into this tier, and maybe Blake Griffin, but no, they're making a lot of money, and I don't think they're really worth it. And then these guys in Will Dang / Joakim Noah category. So yeah, that is going to be for me. Hope you guys did enjoy. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did, and let me know what you guys disagree with down below. I will leave a link to this tier list if you guys want to try this out yourselves. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.